Hey, thank you.
Hey, Mike Ross.
Hi, how's it going?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, go ahead, Pam.
Hi, has anyone ever asked you for legal advice?
Has anyone ever asked me for legal advice
Yeah.
is the question. No, because that would be so foolish. But I've given legal advice. That's what I do. Now that I play a lawyer on TV, I just dole it out like I know what I'm talking about. I actually almost represented myself. I have a scooter, and I got into a small scooter accident with a city bus. It sounds much worse than it is. But I got really hopped up, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna play a lawyer on TV. I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna stand my ground and prove it. I got about 5 minutes into the research of what would be required, and I was like, oh God, I can't do this. Just pay the fine and get out of here. So being a lawyer is a lot more difficult, I think, in real life than it is playing one on TV. So I try to avoid giving out too many suggestions on how people should represent themselves.
Or playing one on TV.
Exactly, I'm not even a real one on TV.
All right, anyone else? Who has a question? Mr. Patrick Evans, Michelle. Okay.
Hi, welcome to the Philippines,
Thank
and
you.
congratulations for eating your weight in mango.
Thank
Following
you.
Twitter.
Thank you very much.
Speaking of food, what are your favorite kinds of food?
In general,
Yeah.
well, I'm eating much better now that I'm on a TV show and I have to eat well. But my favorite kinds of food. God, that's so hard. I love everything. If I'm eating a lot of southeastern food, I'm eating a lot of pho.
Yes.
A lot of people say pho. It's just an endless word. It doesn't have a period. And eat a lot of vegetables. So I try and eat healthy. A lot of vegetables, a lot of grain. But I eat pretty much everything. If you put a pizza in front of me, it will be eaten.
If we were to go to your hometown, it would be our first time to go there. Where
Sure.
would you take us
To
eat
Toronto-
the best,
Toronto?
yeah, the best food?
Oh, I'm a biased person because I have friends that own restaurants in Toronto, so I would take you to all of their places. There's a place called Grand Electric that I love. There's a new place opening called Electric Mud, which is a weird name, I know, but it's good. So I would take you around to all my friends' restaurants because they're delicious. And Toronto is an amazing town for food, so you should come visit, and I'll take each and every one of you out individually. And the drive to here from the hotel, which was great too. So sadly, we haven't had a lot of time, and it doesn't look like we're going to have a lot of time on this trip to walk around and see the city, which if you've been following our trip through the rest of Singapore and Malaysia, we like to walk around, we like to take pictures, we like to get out of this and go out there and sort of hide ourselves and see what's what. Sadly, it doesn't seem like we might have that time on this trip.
But so no time to kind of just unwind during your stay in the Philippines?
I think we're gonna take off to some secret location where we're gonna go sit on a beach somewhere for a while, but sadly that won't be here, so we won't be able to see anything.
All right. Is that how did you find out about that, or how did you find that place?
Through other people we know that have visited here. I'm only being tentative about saying it so that we don't have people arrive via helicopter onto a beach somewhere. Because these Filipino fans are crazy. You guys are so excited, so. We're trying to just keep that quiet where we're going.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
We found out through friends, though, people who have been to Philippines and suggested.
keeping it nameless, what is your impression of Philippine beaches, or what are your impressions of it?
Well, my impression also from being here last time was it was so beautiful. I mean, some of the best. I went scuba diving the last time I was here, and that was gorgeous. So the water is beautiful, and the people are so warm and so inviting and so welcoming that we just feel so immediately welcome to the country right away.
Last question, you talked about how crazy the fans are here and to show their support. What's the craziest thing a fan has done, or maybe a Filipino fan has done to show their love for you?
Well, someone just brought poi into a room. I know, we were just spinning, poi is? Fire dancing?
Oh,
He is very good, by the way. He's better than the person who
I just started taking classes. So we were doing it in the other room, but she ran in with him and she just started spinning them like crazy, and she was having the best time. There she is. She's the boy girl. So that's pretty much the crazy thing. Nobody's too crazy though. Fans of the show have been very respectful, so nothing's ever like out of control. People make us really beautiful gifts. We were in KL and people gave us little tokens that they made for us or wrote us letters. So it's all very, very sweet. Nothing really scary has happened yet. In Singapore, there were 2 people who came to the event who were a little bit creepy. We couldn't figure out what they were dealing with. I don't know if you're allowed to say this on TV, but I'll say it anyway. They kind of looked like what we would call like 70s porn stars, like with big mustaches and like wavy hair. And they were just kind of like really interested in having us sign other people's names to pictures. It was very, very odd.
So they were men.
It was a man and a woman. I think they were man and wife. I don't know.
The wife had the, facial hair too?
She was noticed her facial hair. She just had kind of a dead look in her eyes. So we were trying to figure out what was going on. They were very sweet. They just wanted us to write Pilar on about 8,000 photos. So we're like, we're not really sure what's going on here. But good fans. They, thanks for coming out to them. And I hope Pilar was happy with her.
All right, go ahead.
I'm Michael. I mean Patrick.
Call me Michael.
Do you like wearing suits, or are you a t-shirt and jeans guy?
I am a t-shirt and jeans guy, but I've started to love wearing suits. I feel like I've started to learn to wear suits. I've had people comment on the first season. They could see that I was like uncomfortable, like standing like this, like a sullen little boy in a suit, because my body didn't know how to like actually stand in them. And then over the course of the second season, I feel like I've begun to learn, mostly by watching Harvey Specter, who just walks around in a suit like he was born in them, and learning how to like stand properly and wear a suit, and now I'm starting to enjoy them more. But I like to wear them for short periods of time, and when we shoot the show, we're wearing suits for a 16-hour day. So by the end of that, I am so ready to get out of them and be in my pajamas.
What's it like working with Gabriel?
Thank you. Gabriel's incredible. He's such a great guy. He works really hard, and he's very supportive. Right from the beginning of the show, we were both said, these are long hours, and you can get really overwhelmed, and people can start really acting out, and sort of, there's a reason that there's a stigma about certain actors on shows kind of becoming divas. And we both really sat down with each other and just said, we want to avoid that at all costs. And just make sure that if we do start going that direction, we'll catch each other and make sure that we just stay humble and enjoy the process. So he's been a real brother throughout the whole process. We've become... Yeah.
When you signed up for Suits, or before you signed up for Suits, how confident were you that it wasn't going to be yet another courtroom drama? What sets it apart from other similar themes?
I think what sets the show apart, it's a good question. I think what sets the show apart is that even though it's a legal show, we don't rely on the law. It's not about the cases. It's a lot of times you'll notice an episode will go by and you'll have seen like 5 minutes of the actual case. It's really about how it reverberates between all these characters that you fall in love with, and that you get to see how it changes them. So all of the cases are tailored toward watching these characters deal with a specific issue. And I think that's been done on TV before, but I think we're really like pushing that. Like we're really not interested in doing like a play-by-play of a case. If it comes up and it's important to the story, we can. But it's more important that we sort of advance the story of these characters. And that takes a lot of confidence on the part of the writers that they create characters that you're going to be interested in following. So hopefully it's worked. It seems to have worked so far, and hopefully we can keep it going. Thank you.